All right, so that was a lot of work, but I got this log on the rails, screwed in, nice and stable, and so we're ready to cut. Get our water going. All right, the moment of truth. Let's see, I'm at like 14 and a half. I think I want to do 2-inch slabs on this one, so I'm going to go down 13 and a half, 12 and a half. I gotta say, this is so much nicer than pushing this bar here. Immediately I know what would be good here. Gonna be some kind of All right, yeah, so if you noticed, I just popped the blade off of the wheels because I went backwards and it hit on the log. What would be really good here is if I had some kind of like locking mechanism that I could like let go of and it would lock where this is, so I don't have to constantly hold it. But you know, that was pretty good. Raise it up and keep it running. You know what, before I do that, yeah, see, this is where if I had a second person, I could have them taking the slab off, or if I had some kind of locking mechanism, I could lock the carriage so it's not moving. Ah, crap, this is a bummer. All right, so the blade popped off. I'm not quite sure why. Whoa, and it got really hot. Damn. All right, so that was a new failure mode for me. The blade popped forward of the guides and was riding on this nut here. This nut is all screwed up now. It shaved a bunch off here. The blade, I think, is okay. This surface is a little bit galled, but the blade's harder than the nut is apparently, so the nut suffered, and yeah. All right, so that might have been, I tensioned this a little bit more than I used to, than I usually do. I wonder if that's maybe the reason it popped off. So one of the comments I got a lot of was maybe your blade tension isn't high enough. You're not cranking down on this enough. And you can see, I mean, maybe you can see, you know, there's some give to this. I don't really see a benefit of running it super tight. This isn't the most rigid setup. I'm not really worried about blade life at all. These blades run like 20, 25 bucks for me each, and they're gonna get dull to the point where I'm not gonna sharpen them myself way before they get fatigued. So I'm not really concerned about that. So then the only reason to run the blades tighter would be to keep it tracking straight. But since I get pretty good tracking right now anyway, I don't really see a need to have much blade tension. So that's one of the comments that I get a lot that I'm actually not going to address. And unless someone can convince me otherwise, I really don't see a need to crank down on this blade tighter than you need to. I think we're good. Well, sometimes you just got to know when to take a break. And I already cut myself a couple times. I don't want to cut myself any worse. So there's some kind of tension in the wood right here that's getting released when I cut here, and it's causing the blade to go up and down and then fall off. So I've tried a new blade and I thought maybe a sharper blade would help, but there's still something in the wood there. Alright, so I know I said I was done, but when I turned off the camera, I decided to take one last look at the saw and see maybe if I could see what was wrong. And I just didn't pay attention to the tracking of the blade enough, so I needed to adjust it a little bit. It was like not pointing straight. It's still tough to cut through that section, but I went really slow, and that seemed to do the trick. I also got my felling axe and I put it into the cut and wedged it in, and that seemed to help. And then also I noticed after I was done that I didn't have the water going, so it actually cut better dry. I don't know if that's true of all wood or just this maple, but it cut nice and true, and it didn't get bound up in the cut. And I was able to finish slabbing this log, and I got some really nice boards out of this. It's about 2-inch thick. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 smaller ones. And you splash some water on it so you can see what the grain looks like. That is just some awesome looking grain, isn't it? Look at that. Let's see. Let's take a look at. Let's take a look at this piece. Look at that. So it's a little tough to be super excited about this because of the amount of work that went into it. I'm still just exhausted and a little frustrated about some of the hiccups that I had. You guys are probably going to watch this video and take a look at this wood and be like, oh, piece of cake, that's awesome. It's a lot of work. And I'm still pleased with it. I think I've saved a lot of money. I'm not sure that I'd have that many fewer issues with a commercial sawmill, but maybe you guys can let me know in the comments, especially if you have experience with a retail sawmill, that, you know, not a home-built one. How much better do they run? Is it worth it? Just go buy one rather than build one? Let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And I'd love to hear any comments you have about what I could do better with this saw, what I overlooked, mistakes I made, whatever. So leave some comments down below and let me know what you think. I do read them all, and I love hearing from you guys, and it's a great learning experience. If you haven't yet, click that subscribe button. It really helps me out to know who's watching my videos, what you guys like, and what I should post next. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.